Okay, 1491, good luck. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. Opponent, nearly 3,000 rapid games, that's really impressive. What am I? I'm not far off 800, I think now. Not far off 800, so we're just going to try and castle. I think I'll stick to my normal setup, which we do with the Reti opening, so we'll just keep the same sort of setup. Okay, what do we want to do here? I think castling is the logical move. You could maybe hit the bishop straight away, but castling is logical. Then we can try and come this way. Now this gives the choice. Bishop is the common sense move, then you just drop back, but we could bring a pawn across. Let's do that just to mix it up. A little bit more safety for the king. Just mix it up a little bit. Now we'll push a pawn into the center and maybe rook across. Just try and challenge this pawn push that's going to be coming. Okay, queen comes across, logical. So what are we going to do with this bishop? We can go here. It prevents e5. Knight across. Say we just drop back, then e5. Takes. At e5 I'd probably counter, probably. No, I'm actually going to play the pawn there just to try and deal with this. I'm just going to have to find another path for the bishop. So I think I'm going to pop the bishop onto the b2 square. He's pushed in any event, okay. So we can get rid of our doubled up pawn. We can maybe push it along, but that feels wrong. So let's see how you take back. Okay, I think here I'm probably best to push, but here, across is a plan, but it just feels like I should push in the center. Okay, so we're going to take here. We could activate the bishop if you go with the knight, which is done. Or we can go with the queen. I'm going to go with the queen because it creates an immediate threat to win a pawn. There is this to hit our rook, though. I've seen it. But we do threaten to win a pawn. Otherwise, we just need to get our bishop onto a useful square. Okay, so that's what he's gone for there. So if we go here, I'm assuming a move like rook across. Rook over, you can still move your knight and you're fine. So I'm guessing I want to be on b2. And it helps to deal with this push, so we hit the bishop. But I'm just going to have to find a nice square for my queen now. Now here I'm going to come across, then obviously this move, which I wouldn't expect. This move would have still hung this, so we could go forward and try and trade. 3 attack, 3 defend here. I should be comfortable in an endgame. It doesn't mean I will be, but I should be, so I'll offer the queen trade. Then try and double up this way maybe. Target this pawn if we can. Not easy to create any chances, or clear-cut chances. If rook across we can trade and grab this pawn, but you might end up with the rook crashing through, so it could turn out to be a little bit tricky. So rook across I'll probably double up. I just must remember if this pawn pushes my bishop is loose, it's very easy to forget that. Okay, so I'm going to stick to that plan and double up. So now we're stopping the rooks hopefully coming onto the open d file. I need to... What do we do? Do we launch pawns forward? Actually, just gradually launch forward. Okay, not this move. He's covered this. So take. Is there a trick? I can check now. Take. Bishop blocks, and I've got bishop up. And is that just crushing as it is? So check. If you block there, I can take, knight takes, and I can come down and pin anywhere. And the idea is, well, I guess you'd have to move here, wouldn't you? I think it's a good move. Let's find out. I think he wants to block straight away, not take with a rook, but he has taken with a rook. So that means when he blocks, I've got bishop coming across, and he isn't in time to do this, so... Bishop across should be winning the game. It should be. I think he had to go bishop block first because the knight covered the rook. But then he might have had time to do this and this to defend. We'll check that after the game. I think that was right. Now, of course, you can't play the rook back. If you come forward, we can just take either way. Just got to be careful not to blunder some sort of back rank issue myself now, but I do have the bishop that can be used as a blockader. So yeah, I think my opponent just needed to find bishop back there, but let's check it after the game, but I think that was right. Unless I'm missing some trick, of course. But obviously here I can just take with a check. You have to come up, then maybe rook back to hit the pawn. Check, I can blockade and then step up next move, right? So we take the bishop. We don't want to leave the rook potentially hanging though. So we're going to come back and hit this pawn, blockade and up to release the bishop. He's still got rook down and can come in here, so it's far from over. You know, if all of the pawns vanish, then it could still be a bit of a problem. But if we can take these two pawns, then that should be very good for us in any event. So there's the first one. I just need to make sure I get out of the way and release my bishop before the knight causes havoc. So what do? Do I play bishop back here actually and go after this pawn? That looks nice. What's the idea? Knight there or there, I can still step up. So I'm going to go here and hit the pawn and try and get the knight off the board. He's gone after the bishop, but now I can actually take and I can get rid of the knight. So that really should take all the risk out of it now. It should do. Okay, I'm going to grab the pawn and try and come here and win the knight cleanly. You have got maybe rook across. Okay, but now we can come up. Now we're going to get the knight cleanly as well. That should be good enough now. It should be. Okay, so now we're going to take. We're going to create a checkmate threat because the king is cut. I mean, there is still rook across. But we can just check and trade anywhere. So can I stop the king escaping there? I don't see it actually. I don't see it, so I'm just going to take the pawn. I don't see the checkmate with the king in that position, so I'll just take the pawn. Okay, the rook's gone across, so we could come back here actually, I guess, and stop the rook getting back into the game. Still release my king up to release my bishop. So let's go here. Oh, now we take rook up here would be sensible as well. Just to stop the king from escaping, and then activate the bishop. Okay, it's gone for a trade now, so that has to be good for us. So we'll fix this pawn and then try and win it. There's nothing wrong with my opponent playing on just in case I blunder a stalemate. They do happen. But if I take, there's at least one square. That's all you need. So we're free to take. Okay, opponent's just resigned. They've had enough. It is a 10-minute game, isn't it? I've got plenty of time on the clock. But let's see if that was the right sequence of moves that we spotted there. So we pause it so we don't accidentally start another game. We've played, what is it, 41 moves? Quite a lot of moves. They're the move times for both players there. So let's request an analysis. And see if that was indeed the deciding factor or if it was a different point. So we played a good game. We played 94% versus 88% accuracy, CPL 20 and 44. So that's a really good effort by my opponent, especially considering the rating gap. That's a really good effort. But let's see where the deciding issues were. But you can see we just built a gradual steady advantage. We've got a one move blip here, so we've made a mistake here or something. Because we've gone to plus 2.7 and back, so that's where we've made the first mistake. Actually, let's just jump to there. So what should we have done? Should we have gone with the bishop here instead of the queen? That's 0.8. Oh, it's the next move. I should have played the bishop to a3 to attack the rook instead of going to b2 to just protect my own rook. So when the rook moves across, it's actually not an issue. Oh, I've just realised bishop up. I didn't see it at the time. You can see it straight away, can't you now? Bishop up to attack the rook. You can move the rook somewhere to get out the way. And we just play a bishop up and hit the queen and the other rook. And it just kind of wins the game, doesn't it? I just didn't pay attention, missed it. Should have seen that. So that's why I've got a mistake there. And you only got the one chance for it. You didn't get another chance. And now we're already plus 2.5 better. So it's good to trade into an endgame here. We've got more space, we've got more control, we've got the two bishops. And then was this the key factor here? I think you need to drop your bishop back here. The engine hasn't actually flagged anything here, has it? But I thought if you play bishop back, takes, rook up, you can push a pawn with a view to coming across. But Maybe the bishop just coming in just kills that anyway, actually. Yeah, the engine hasn't flagged anything. So the whole rest of the game, it's just basically converting it without messing up. So it was all relatively straightforward here. Obviously, I've seen a chance to win the knight cleanly. There's nothing wrong with my opponent playing on, just in case you blunder stalemate, but I've got 5 minutes on the clock, so I should be fine. Eventually, the pawns are going to march down the boards, but considering the rating gap there, it's a really good effort by my opponent, wasn't it? So very well done.